illusion has become real. And the more real it becomes, the more desperate they want it. Capitalism at its finest. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, that greed, for lack of a better word, is good. Greed is right. Greed works. Bud Fox, I look at 100 deals a day. I choose one. Relax, pal. First lesson in business, don't get emotional about stock. How's the judgment? It's all about bucks, kid.
Money never sleeps, pal. Just made 800,000 Hong Kong gold.
Hang on, baby Jesus, this is gonna get bumpy.
Good evening, stock traders, and welcome to Stock Traders Talk Radio here on a beautiful Monday night, January the 9th, 2012. I am your host, STT. As usual, joining me on tonight's program, we have Hoss.
Hey, Mike, how's it going tonight?
Fantastic, sir. How are you doing?
Not too bad. How were the football games last night?
Oh, it was good games yesterday. Good games.
That's sure, weren't they?
Got another one tonight.
Oh.
So we'll see what happens. Now, also joining us on the radio program tonight is Sifikia.
Aloha, guys. Good to be back.
How you doing, Siffy?
I'm doing good. Looking forward to tonight's spotlight.
Yeah, we missed you a little last night.
Yeah, the waves came up. You know, I had to get a little exercise.
Yeah, we know how that is. Also, joining us on the radio program tonight is Cop.
Hey, Mike. What's going on, guys?
Not much, sir. How you doing?
Not too bad. Missed you guys. Been on a slight business trip the last 4 days, so it's nice to be back.
Yeah, welcome back. We were shorthanded the last two shows, thanks to you. Just so you know. Also, joining us on the program tonight is Nickel.
Hey, Mike, how are you tonight?
I am fantastic. How are you?
I can't complain. I didn't have to watch my football game. I didn't make the playoffs. However, I'd rather be not watching the games than getting T-bowed.
There you go. All right, now, tonight's Stock Spotlight is SATM, SATM. Mr. Hawks, take it away, sir.
All right. Everybody, we have featured company, stock ticker SATM tonight, Green Energy Solutions Incorporated. And we have a guest speaker with us tonight. He is a consultant and attorney for the company. So, Craig Hoffman, I will let you take it away.
All right. Good evening, gentlemen. How are you all doing?
Hey, Craig. How are you?
It's good to talk to you guys tonight. Green Energy Solution Industries is a company that I've been personally involved with the CEO for about 3 years. I've known the CEO about 5 years. This is a company out of Alberta, Canada. It was a private company. We recently did a reverse merger into SATM. The symbol will be changed with the name change, which is in process, and will be happening with FINRA. The name change has already happened in the state of Nevada. We did this through the reverse merger. The project is a project up in Alberta, Canada, where renewable energy is much more friendly, and for that matter, energy is much more friendly. And we've taken the advantage of some work that the CEO, Gordon McKay, has done over the years, and he found waste energy through wood waste, in particular old railroad ties that were being collected, as they are every day, with thousands and thousands of rail lines with about 3,000 rail ties per mile. What happens is these rail ties are a very good energy source, and along the way we've been able to capture a partnering agreement with one of the lead railway industry companies in all Western Canada called OnTrack. We partnered with them, have a location on their site where what we're doing is we have about 10 acres of 104 acres that they use, with about 500,000 rail ties that will probably last GES about 2 years. And what we're doing is looking for the right technology that we're going to build a waste-to-energy plant using those railroad ties. And again, we have a ongoing relationship that we're going to be getting put in.
Craig.
Yep.
If you don't mind, we're getting feedback from your end.
Okay.
I know the listeners definitely want to hear this clear, so I don't want to go too far into this and then have to start all over from the beginning. Are you listening to the show at the same time?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay.
No.
We're getting feedback from your end. Yes, that's coming from your end right there. Clear. So let me do this. Okay, Craig, I'm going to hang up with you, and I'm going to call you back.
All right.
Okay. All right. Thanks. Hey guys, sorry about that, but I want to make sure that everybody's hearing what he has to say. And
no, that's the right thing to do.
That was just too much backfeeding, I think. So
I think we have plenty of listeners who want to hear what he has to say. So
let me try and get him back on the horn. If we need to, maybe we could lower his speakers a little bit and see what's going on his end. Because it wasn't happening prior, so I don't know why all of a sudden it started. Craig, you back?
Hey there, guys. Yes, I am.
Okay, you're much better now. Much
yeah,
better.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay,
all right, I put a headset in.
Okay.
Oh, good idea.
Yeah, so let's, I guess, basically...
Give you a 30-second version now?
Yeah, I think basically what we should do is maybe just start from the beginning, because I don't know how much was clear to people and how much wasn't. So maybe just take it right from the top, like a new beginning. See, we are live, just for those that question us. We are live out here, so doing our best. All right, Craig, go ahead. Sorry.
Green Energy Solutions was a private company in Alberta that was started by Gordon McKay. He's the current CEO. Gordon and myself, we knew each other for about 5 years. I deal with numerous public companies around the country, and I've been around alternative energy, but Gordon had put together a waste-to-energy project using wood waste and looked for sources, and he secured a grant from Alberta Energy, which is actually the Ministry of Energy for Alberta, the province. And along the way, I helped write some process with him, and he secured a feedstock supply of waste railroad ties. And I'll get to the values of those, but those are very essential, very valuable, because they have some pollutants in them, which are actually very high energy efficiency. It's called creosote. And that's the stuff that keeps the bugs away and things like that. Well, he secured up to between $300,000 and $1.5 million a year, and also secured a partner that we have a site at up in Alberta, Canada, outside Edmonton. And along the way, we went into a reverse merger with SATM. SATM is the current trading symbol. We've done the name change with the state of Nevada, and we're in the process now. We will be doing that with FINRA as far as the name change, and we'll be getting a new symbol. But we essentially took over the company in the summer of this year into the fall, and now we are currently reporting on OTC markets under the Alternative Reporting Standard. So at this point, we're going into 2012 now. We're selecting the type of activity, or actually the technology that we're going to use there on the ground outside Alberta, and it's called the Dugway facility is where we're at. We're partnered with a company called On Track Services, which is the largest railroad servicing company in Western Canada, and they're the ones with the railroad ties, and they collect them up. So we have a ready feedstock, which is always the number one priority that you want with any alternative energy. You want to have a ready feedstock that's a constant source for you. And with 3,000 miles of, or 3,000 railroad ties per mile of railroad, these things have about a 20-year lifespan, and they get replaced all the time. So we have a constant, ongoing ability and stockpile there on site. So and it's very fortunate, Alberta Energy is not only sponsored and given the grant money that really started up the company, and along with a private investor backed it, but also our business plan essentially was written around the feasibility study that was done saying, look, you can take railroad ties and, of course, you can use them for energy. That was nothing new. Companies do that all the time. But we have the advantage of being right there with a huge supplier that's there on site. And we have the land dedicated to where our plant's going to be. And we're actually in an industrial area where the permitting and everything in something called the industrial heartland of Alberta, the permitting is much easier than any place you'd ever have here in the United States for everything that needs to be done. So in a short view, that's where we're at, and over the next year, we'll be selecting the technology. Technologies we're looking at are all proven technologies. There's nothing new, whether it's pyrolysis, plasma, or just regular cogeneration systems to burn these. Everything's already chipped for us there on site. There's chippers that OnTrack has. So there's not a whole lot of heavy work here, and we're not reinventing the wheel trying to select some new technology. We're only going to choose a commercially proven technology that's out there already using wood waste and has experience using railroad ties. Is that better?
Awesome.
Okay.
Hey, I got a question for you, and I'm sure there's some viewers that might be asking the same question. Let's go back to November here a little bit, and the press release is talking about how it narrowed down the technology selection in negotiations with a proven provider,
right?
For $15 million annually. Is this a part of the Alberta, or is this something completely different from that?
No, that's the Alberta site. The Alberta site is, everything is going to be happening there at the Dugway facility in Alberta. There is no other project that we have spoken about, and if anything's been read otherwise, it's totally going to be that one project.
Roger.
And as far as that provider goes, obviously we haven't come to a conclusion or come to a contract, but we certainly have one provider that's kind of in the lead. That could be the one of the providers has done over 100 plants, 100 commercial plants around the world. So they obviously are commercially proven.
Very nice. That there wasn't any loose ends on, team talking together.
No loose ends there.
Okay. Nicola, you're still breaking up a little bit now, pal. Haas, you got another question, Haas?
I don't know if you're able to talk about any of this at the current time, but, I mean, as far as future potential uplistings, are you guys looking to expand within Canada? Are you looking in elsewhere other than Canada, the United States, overseas, anything like that? I don't know if you can talk about any of that.
Well, I think we can talk about that because we can project just like anyone can project, is that what we pretty much have secured up the western side of Canada as far as most of the railroad ties go. Most of them go through OnTrack. That leaves us with the eastern side of Canada, which is very industrialized as well. If we're talking about the United States and getting railroad ties, it's much more segmented. You have a number of issues with the United States. You have all of the environmental issues. You have all of the permitting issues. You have all of those issues that really we shouldn't be facing today as far as build out of a renewable energy system. But what we found is that the environment in Canada is much more favorable because of the government backing and permitting, the government backing in locations and assistance that's given. And not only that, the electrical provision, when we go to provide the electricity, the costs of electricity are much higher there, and what we'll get per kilowatt hour is also higher there. It's much more segmented and much more, shall we say, opportunistic as far as the utilities go. Once you come into the United States, you're not going to get anywhere near the return, besides the governmental layers that you have to get through, and besides the environmental problems. So Canada is a potential other areas of Canada. But in choosing our feedstock, we got a very solid source of feedstock, but we got kind of a niche of a feedstock. So is it reproducible somewhere else? It is. And actually in Europe, probably not as much an opportunity because they actually take a lot of their rail ties and they do similar things with them. Okay? We're just, here in the United States, we're way behind on those things.
Okay, I see. Well, it's good. I mean, you got the government backing. You obviously have some strategic partnerships within Canada. So you guys are definitely making your footprint known there. And so expanding within Canada first would probably be the best option at the current time.
Right.
Okay. Interesting.
But as far as the company, as far as the capital structure goes, I think the last report was $103 million. The actual float on the company, I had seen somewhere that it was posted as $41 million. I don't think that's correct at all. Just recently, CD, what we're looking at is about probably less than 20 million shares.
20 million shares in the float?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So do you guys foresee any major share structure changes in the future here?
There's probably only to the point that we would secure up our relationship even better with OnTrack. And again, that's not going to be anything that's going to be going into the float.
Okay. So any financing would just go straight back into the company just to grow and expand.
Yeah. And the one thing I want to point out, too, is that our business plan does not call for equity financing whatsoever for this project. As a matter of fact, the providers that we're talking to for the actual electrical production and for the actual plant process, 3 of them that we talked to actually bring their own financing to the table. So that would be based upon the project financing, not upon equity financing.
Okay.
Craig, this is Chris. I'm reading up on the feedstock, and I'm on the website, and this is really blowing me away. So you're gonna have to probably right my ships here.
Okay.
There's 29,000 or almost 30,000 miles worth of railroad track in Canada.
Correct. Yeah.
And basically what this is saying that the usable life of it through the creosote for each tie is 20 to 25 years.
Yeah.
So basically you guys are replacing these railroad ties throughout the entire country, and the way I see it, it's got $1.5 million per year for Canadian Pacific combined.
Yeah.
Another $2 million for Canadian National. So you're doing $3.5 million per year.
Well, that's how many they use per year on the replacement. We're not going to use anywhere near that. Our actual use will be probably between 300,000 and 400,000.
Wow.
For a megawatt facility. So we're not using anywhere close to. So, in going back to what the question was earlier, the ability to expand it for another plant is potential, but given that OnTrack is in one location and everything kind of comes to them, it may be an expansion there on that grounds and right there, more so than going somewhere else.
Sure. Okay, gotcha. I just didn't understand what really feedstock was and how you guys are making revenue.
And let me just break it down to you. A one railroad tie weighs about between 200 and 220 pounds. And so therefore about 10 of them are a ton. Okay. OnTrack chips them down to less than 3 inches, normally anyway. Any of the actual energy production systems that we're looking at can take those 3-inch chips. The good thing about the creosote is it ups the BTU value, whereas you're looking at normal wood, timber might have a BTU value of between 8,000 and 12,000 BTUs. This is actually on the scale, I think it's about 18,000 BTUs. So it's quite a bit bigger. It's one of the highest BTU values next to coal and tires as far as the burn that you get out of it in the heat.
Sure. What do you do you have any forecasted metrics when it comes to revenue generation over the course of the next few years?
Yeah, over what we have is based upon, of course, the utility amounts matters a lot, and I guess like any renewable energy company, obviously the price of oil helps matters. Being in Western Canada, actually, electricity is somewhat cheap, but we figure about 7 cents per kilowatt is what the return would be to us. This is excluding any credits, by the way. We're not looking at carbon credits. We're not calculating those in. We're not calculating in any other things that could be potentials. But really what we're looking at is about the $15 million a year is based upon a 20-megawatt facility. That's very achievable. Probably the underlying on that, we'd probably be looking just on the cost and everything, probably looking at a net income of about $4 million for the 20 megawatt.
Gotcha. Okay. Appreciate it.
Okay, guys. Anything else to add? No? Everybody's good? Can I get
I think, well, I mean, we got the float, we got the forecasting, and we got those other things. Who's got the chart? How's the stock trading?
Yeah, Tiffany, you want to come up with a chart for us?
Yeah, so the chart actually looks pretty good on it. You start with a weekly, and the first thing that catches my eye on the weekly is that it's I put my 40 MA up, and it's crossed through that. I mean, I actually was alerted to this thing by a birdie before 1, and I've been watching it every day, and it's definitely had a lot of accumulation coming up. I mean, you can look at the chart and see that it's just been buys every day. Even today, when it traded down, somebody stepped right in there to bring it back up and get it back up above that 20-day moving average on a 60-minute, which the next chart I'm looking at is that 60-minute, and that stochastic is coming off the bottom. Everything's kind of curling up. RSI looks good. The MACD, all our indicators are definitely moving from the left-hand corner to the right-hand corner. And, you know, basically on the daily, you've crossed through this 200-day moving average, and we see the last time it did that was back in October, and it had a slight pullback after it did it, which is healthy for a stock before it made that next high up into that almost up to 6 at a 0.570. So I'm going to go ahead and say that this thing's looking pretty solid, and I wouldn't be a bit surprised if this thing did a full retrace off that high.
Nice. Very well done. Thank you. Yep. Craig, I want to thank you for coming on the show tonight with us. Do you have anything that you want to add, or maybe you left out that you forgot about, anything?
No, I think it's been a pleasure. I know that the CEO is going to have a chance to talk with you sometime in the future, maybe, and you know, I look forward to that. But I'm here for you anytime. I've really enjoyed your company and inviting me on tonight.
Well, we appreciate you coming on. Anytime you want to come back, just give us a holler, and we'll be happy to have you back on.
All right, thank you, gentlemen.
All right, sir. Have a good evening.
Thanks a lot, Craig.
Thank you.
Aloha, Craig.
All right, guys, we're at the point in the show where we have to choose. Is it a buy, is it a sell, or is it a hold? I'm going to start with Haas. Well, actually, no, I'm not going to start with Haas. Haas, you hold
I'm
on.
last. You could be sure of that.
Haas, you hold on a second.
Wait, why aren't you going to start with me?
Because
Are you going to start with Tiffy?
I'm going to start with Nickel. Nickel's having a little issue with his call-in, and he's telling us that he wants a buy on this for tomorrow. Okay? So I'm going to go with Nickel. I'm going to write him in, pencil him in here. And now I'm going to turn to Haas. Haas.
Well, I tell you what, if Nickel says it's a buy and Tiffy says it's a buy, well, his chart, little tactics there kind of said it was a buy. So I'm going to go with the green finish tomorrow. I'll say it's a buy.
It's a buy.
Craig turned me over. Good information.
Oh, it's great information. Great information. Okay. Siffy.
Yep, I'm going to go with that buy. I like it. Look for a little pullback first, though, guys. Don't just hop on, you know, don't bet the farm right out the gate.
All right. That leaves Cop.
And what are you?
I go last. Part of the benefits of hosting the show.
I mean, here's the hard part about this chart. It's got 8 days up, only one red day out of 9, and you know, looking at that, I mean, it's on a nice trend up. So it's like, do you go against the team and go for the red? I think
we won't hold it against you.
No, I think it's going to continue. I'm going to go buy.
I am strictly going off of tonight's interview and saying that it's going to make headway tomorrow. So I'm going green with a buy.
You think you have that much power? Just through this radio show.
He knows he does.
No.
Well, there's two key things that came out of that. The float, I don't think we knew the float was only $20 million.
Yeah, that surprised me.
You know, and then when you're looking at forecasted revenues of $15 million, and what's it trading at? 2 cents? 3 cents?
3 cents.
Yeah, I think, that's easy. People are going to make a lot of money off this stock over the next year, or can.
So that's why I'm going to say buy, is because I feel that once word gets out about what was talked about here, it's buy.
I'm just glad we had a guest speaker to answer some of those detailed questions.
Oh yeah. I mean, just to explain a little better, a little clearer. You get into some of the stuff, you don't even know what the heck half I'm talking about.
I know.
It's like, well, how does that work? Or, okay, you're doing this, but how does it actually get to me? So,
absolutely.
Just to lay it out and explain it a little better and break it down for us so we can understand fully is very, very exciting.
Yeah, he was pretty knowledgeable too. He knew he knew what he was talking about.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, he's been with the company for 5 years or something. You better know what he's talking about.
Yeah, that's pretty good. And oh, by the way, I just want to throw this disclaimer out there, because I've been hit up probably like 10 people today on them not understanding exactly how this show works. So let me explain this in detail. Basically, we look for a stock that's on the most read board of iHub or someplace like that, and then we pick it, and we say, and then we try to see if we can get somebody to come on. If they're willing to come on, they come on. Most cases, we're not able to get somebody that close to be able to come on. Then we DD the stock, and then we pick whether it's a buy, sell, or hold. There's no compensation. There's no here's $100 for talking out, or there's nothing even like that. It's just for random traders who want to make money the following day in stocks, period. So the investment advice that you're getting is for myself. So when I say buy, it's for me. Just want to make sure you understand that.
Greedy.
I am greedy. Oh, and do I get any ups, or I didn't get the recap piece. So you kind of accidentally left that off completely, actually.
What do you mean?
Wait,
last night's results.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was going to do that and then go to commercial. So.
Oh, fair enough.
We had a guest speaker. What do you want me to do? Go through results and waste his time?
I'm just excited, I guess.
You're just excited.
Mike, always thinking of everybody else.
Boy, I tell you. One day I'm going to let you host the show. And
I'm not very good at that.
But regardless, because I want you to go through the pain I go through every night. The actual pain of hosting the show. Okay, last night's stock spotlight was POWT. The board had mixed emotions about this play. And for the most part, because we have to make a pick, okay? I want everybody to realize that you can't say, no, I'm not going to take a pick. That's part of the rules of the radio show. You have to make a pick. To pick hold last night was just suicide on POWT. You knew there's just too much volume for that thing to stay flat all day long. So the majority of us, and again, I say this with the greatest something of something intent, said buy, and we were all wrong. The one that stood on the platform all by himself and said, hey guys, I'm out here, it's a sell.
From a plane.
Yeah, exactly. Couldn't be here for the show, but wanted his pick put in, was Cop. Cop said it was a sell, and he was 100% correct. It was down 1 full penny today. Is that good enough for you, sir, or do I need to elaborate more on this?
There's one little elaboration I want you to add to that.
Okay.
Not to be greedy, but because it's not going to last.
Go ahead.
I've never gotten a stock wrong on this show. on whether it was going to go up or go down.
Oh.
Easy.
He wasn't bragging before when we were tied, but now that he finally beats me out.
That is true. Me and Haas were neck and neck with not getting any wrong.
Wait. Just be easy with yourself. It's only 6 days into the year.
I know.
We got a lot of days left in this year, buddy.
I know.
And you'll be regretting this because, unbeknownst to you,
mm-hmm.
I've been taking little segments of each show and saving them.
Oh, wonderful.
For the day that we have nothing to talk about, I want to play the best of. Hey,
I can admit a lot of it's luck. I mean, it is what, you try, as a trader, you look at the charts, you look at the trend, but, the thing about the OTC market, is the fact that, money changes everything. If there's more money pressure or more money flow going into a stock, it changes the chart, it changes the history. So, I get the whole luck piece. So I'm going to eat it up while I got it.
We'll call it educated luck. How about that?
Educated luck. That's good.
Enjoy the moment.
Stock market educated gambling.
You were on the same team. You got turned around by Mike. You were with me.
I was with you. Thanks, Mike.
Oh, jeez.
It's always his fault.
I got one wrong. I'm sorry. I'll do better. I'll try this. Anyway, we'd like to thank Mr. Greg Huffman for taking the time out of his busy schedule tonight to join us and help out on our stock spotlight of SATM tonight. So thank you very much. Now, guys, I'm going to take a short commercial break. The game has just started, and LSU has the ball, just in case you wanted to know. We'll be right back after these short words.
And now, a quick word from thepennybin.com. What does one penny say to the other penny? Let's get together and make some sense. Are you tired of losing your hard-earned pennies? Be sure to visit thepennybin.com and download our iPhone app where delivery of our stock plays right into your iPhone instantly. The time to start making money is now. Please be advised that you may make huge sums of money and that thepennybin.com will not be held liable.
Sweetheart, now you're getting a little bit older. What do you want to do when you grow up?
Daddy, when I get older, I want to flip stocks.
You want to flip stocks? Well, how are you going to go about flipping stocks?
StockLegends.com, duh.
StockLegends.com? I heard that they have the best stock picks around.
Of course they do, Dad. Time is money. I gotta go.
Welcome back to Stock Traders Talk Radio. I'm your host, STT. Joining me on tonight's program, we have Civicia, Haas, Cop, Nickel is kind of here, but not really, and, of course, me. Guys, you got to love that Stock Legends commercial.
Oh, that was amazing.
Huh?
Daddy,
time is money.
That was really good.
Was that quick in those guys?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll tell you what, man. That guy the imagination on that guy.
Quick on the commercial, but that's.
But was it his idea?
I don't know whose idea. I don't know which one of them came up with the idea.
But that was pretty good. That was a very good idea.
So let's get that out of the way. StockLegends.com, and the other one was PennyBin.com. Okay, guys. Such a big night. And a CEO interview coming up. That's going to be good stuff. What are we looking at? Next week, we think?
I think we got a few coming, don't we?
Well, I'm talking about the SAATM.
Oh, for SATM, yeah, we're trying to set up a CEO interview for next week.
So we hear it straight from the CEO's mouth. That's the best stuff you can have.
Absolutely.
This week, what do we have this week? Cop, you got anything locked down yet?
Yeah, I know. Well, we keep getting calls for interviews, and we're kind of been turning them away a little bit. Due to the fact that there's been a bunch of them. But I think we have Black lined up for Thursday night. I know that for sure.
Okay.
And I believe there's two other ones that are working to get set up. and it was mainly due to the scheduling of me that was kind of creating some of the issues with interviews. So we have a full lineups over the course of the next few weeks, no doubt.
Yeah, we're hoping to have another one for Wednesday night. And then next week we have a recap, I guess you would say, of an interview that we've done recently. He's coming back on the radio show. I think that's going to be Tuesday night. We're just going to be locked down in CEO interviews. What about the Stock Spotlight? We're going to miss out.
Oh, we're not going to. We'll do the Stock Spotlight afterwards.
All right, if you must.
Oh, that's got to happen.
What about Stocks in Focus? What about Cops Corner? We're just going to erase all those out?
Well, yeah, probably. I mean, there's a whole. I mean, there's 1 hour show, and I'm not willing to do any more than that. No offense, guys. I like hanging out with you, but I mean, we're even missing national championship because to do this for the people and ourselves. But there's a lot of individuals from the financial world that want to come on the show, and quite frankly, as we do the CEO interviews and the Stock Spotlight and looking at the different plays and those type of things of interest. We're kind of getting crunched for time, so we're going to have to start being very selective of how we do that.
We do owe it to the listeners to get that one guy that does options. This way him and Siffy can sit down and have a whole little conversation there, because Siffy's the expert on the board at options here, and that should be an interesting little show, I think.
So we're going to have an options-focused show?
Yep.
Interesting. I like it.
Cool.
Here's the amazing part about that there, Hoss. The 16 or 14? I don't remember. It's either let's go with the lower number just so I make sure I'm correct. 14 different individuals from the financial world and big all kinds of different stuff. Authors, book writers, and all kinds of other stuff have emailed Mike over the course of last week to be on the show.
Wow. I like it. That's good. Increasing popularity. It'll only get bigger, boys.
And we're just going to have to, figure out the best way to maximize what the people need. And I think somehow we got to come up with a mechanism. Maybe we'll use the iHub board as far as what people want to hear to narrow it down. Let them decide. Because there's so many different things from the financial world. I mean, the one guy that wants to talk about stock equities versus bonds and how they work, inversely proportional in a normal situation with the gold. I mean, that's like, whoa. I mean, I'd love that, but that would probably bore the crap out of most people.
We got to give them some variety, though.
Sure.
I mean, we can give one night away to something like that. Someone's going to want to hear about it.
I mean, let's face it. We were talking before the show that down the road here we might be looking at no more pink sheets, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, basically options is your next best venture. Isn't that correct, Siffy? Isn't that what you tell me?
Yes, sir.
Big gains to be made over there. Got to be careful.
Gains, lots of volatility.
Yeah, lots and lots of volatility. Gotta love it.
I don't know what I'm going to do without pink sheet stocks. I'm going to have to learn a new trade.
It's scary. Our whole show goes down the drain almost.
I'm going to have to move out to Hawaii with Siffy, start surfing, have him teach me some options and Forex. What do you think, Siffy?
I don't know if I'd go that far. For those that missed any portion of tonight's, I guess we could say it was an interview, right?
Sort of an interview.
Yeah, we'll say the Stock Spotlight. If you missed any portion of tonight's Stock Spotlight, you will be able to listen to it in its entirety in video format. Yes, in video format on iHub, approximately 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. Boy, oh boy, what's the next segment? I'm almost blown away here.
Yeah, that is pretty cool that he opted to come on the show. I mean, because we put out that was going to be the play, and I'm not sure how he found out about it as far as it being in the focus and those type of things. But for him to drop what he's doing, so nobody else comes on and gets the DD wrong. Because you guys know, what was it? What was the company we did? CHDO? Is that what it was? CHDO. The following day after we did that, evidently the CEO listened to the interview or to the RDD session.
Wonderful.
And there was like 4 or 5 different things that we were like not exactly accurate with, and he wanted to make it very clear to me that I was not accurate with that.
Well, hopefully that inspires him to come on for a CEO interview.
I just got that from one of the investors. I should probably, and that's what I told him. I said, he's more than welcome to come on the show. So, and then he can correct me then.
Absolutely. That's actually the best way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a new format. Let's piss them all off.
Yeah, it seems to be working. I mean, you just told Craig, hey, dude, turn off your speaker, man.
No, well, we couldn't go on like that, though. Come on.
No, we couldn't. You're right.
We would have wasted the whole show, and nobody would have you wouldn't have got anything out of it.
Yeah, you're right.
So it was well worth the call back, and we got that straightened out, and, it happens, I mean, he's not on the show every night with us, so he doesn't know we don't know what's going to feed back and what's not. So we had no choice, really, but to do it that way, cut him off and start over. It's good to be the host.
I was expecting one of those, I don't mean to be rude, but I'm dropping you, dude.
Hey, that happened to me the other night.
Yeah.
I got that exact line. I'm not trying to be rude.
I don't mean to be rude. I'm dropping you, dude.
Exactly. Man, that always makes you feel great.
But it hurts me because you're a valuable asset to the show, and for me to have to drop you off the show hurts. I mean, we got to fill an hour. We got things to talk about, and we want to make it pertinent to the listeners and things of that nature. So, I could just say this: get your stuff freaking organized, man. I would well say.
What the host says goes, Nickel. What the host says goes, buddy.
Oh, I know. I'm fair game.
No, it's all good.
I did gain a new nickname out of it, if that's worth anything, So.
And a new icon.
Exactly. I mean, that's stellar right there.
What is the new nickname?
Feedback.
That's awesome.
The icon looks like Weird Al Yankovic or something, with his eyes bulging.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I couldn't help. I had to use it. I mean, it was priceless.
Oh, by the way, if you guys remember last night, I had to cut the show. We only did a half-hour show. That's all we do on Sundays, a half-hour show. But remember, at the end of the show, we were asked on our board about ATRN because we had spotlighted them early in the week and where we thought ATRN was going to go and how to play it. And I think the majority of us felt that it was a good trading stock, is what we told them.
I'm pretty sure you said it was like a strong buy, load as many as you possibly can before it pops hard today, right? Because it's your A-style stock right there.
Because it's an A. And any stock that starts with me, you're golden, as long as I'm in it first.
Yeah, you nailed it.
I'm in it first, then you're golden.
It's a winner.
Oh, Sif, come on. I can't even imagine. I haven't been flipping it. That's my problem. But it's got to be what? 3, 4, maybe 500% by now.
Imagine that. Mike
Another
waiting for the 10
today.
back. He doesn't want to take the 500%.
Oh. I wonder what other stock is one of Mike's favorites.
Anybody want to compare portfolios?
No.
No.
So.
ATRN is like a 50 to 60, 70% every 2 days right
That's what
now.
I'm saying. I mean,
it's like an ATM machine.
Yep.
It's on breakout mode.
It is. It really is. I mean, I was surprised today because up 46% overall. And really, I mean, I'm thinking maybe 3 tomorrow, if not more. Nobody cares.
Gets through that 3, it's definitely in breakout mode, Mike.
I mean, like I said, if I was playing it still, I'd be flipping it, but that's just me.
I don't dare argue with you and your predictions with any stock that starts with an A, buddy. Ever.
Hey, I just found something, by the way.
What'd you find?
And you're going to like this. Look, put in AACS.
AACS. Oh, I wanted to ask you. I don't know if I should ask you on the radio though.
I was just looking at I was just running a
You guys got a secret going on?
No. I don't know if I can say this on the radio, so I don't want to.
Creating the buzz.
Uh-oh.
AACS.
AACS, you see this?
Please. Oh, my God, it's even better. 2 A's.
Oh, that's an A stock. He likes that.
It's got 2 A's.
You see the late afternoon volume that popped?
Yeah.
90%,
Mm-hmm.
6 million. Look at some of the posters on there.
I see them.
Look what that's going to do tomorrow. For those of you that aren't on, I don't know. Probably most of you are on iHub, but I probably got about 20 to 30 people that I follow, and there's probably like 4 of them there, maybe 3. But
is Roy London one of them?
Yeah. How'd you know that?
I don't know. He's the guy that I like to follow too. He's a pretty smart guy.
Yeah. But AACS, so something to look at.
Interesting. Another one that came across my radar. Go for it.
I mean, I have no idea what the hell it is. I mean, what American Commerce Solutions Inc. Whatever.
Hey, Carl, let me ask you this. Okay, I want to try and do roundabout, and hopefully you'll remember what you posted today, and you can talk about it, or you could say we can't talk about it. Right. You posted a ticker symbol earlier today, and when I looked it up, it wasn't trading. And your comments were something like back in play or something like that. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
You guys are cheating.
No, not cheating. Not cheating.
I'm not sure.
Something like that. So like this. Something like that. Remember that one? No?
No.
Okay. I'll go back and look for it again. I saw it this morning. Anyway, guys, Stocks in Focus, I guess. We just went through it. Anybody got anything they want to add to the Stocks in Focus segment that they were watching today? Liking? No?
Wait, are you talking about SATM or any stocks in general?
Any stocks in general that you're liking?
Really? I have a couple.
Okay.
One you might like starts with an A, AQLB. I mentioned that, I think, a couple days last week. And it still continues to get massive volume with finishing green. And, that chart's obviously way up over the course of the last couple of weeks. And I think there's some big groups loading behind the scenes. I don't know who it is, but they got a lot of money by the looks of it.
Okay.
So that one's been on watch for a little while, just volume money alert. And the second one that came across my screen today is UWBK. I don't know absolutely anything about the company because I haven't had time to do any due diligence, but it's up 100% today on some pretty significant volume. And I know they have some lawsuits going on in the background. It's United Western Bank Corp. I've seen it on some Facebook and iHub posts in the past, but I really haven't given it much attention until today when it hit the hot boards and saw it was up a lot with some decent money volume coming in. So there might be something going on there too. And obviously you guys know I really like Bucks, BUCS. So those are the 3 that I was mainly watching today other than SATM, considering it was our stock in focus.
SATM. Okay. Siffy.
Today I was watching Netflix. I think everybody's seen that thing go kaboom, 20% in the last week.
This
I think it could have more to go. I mean, keep it on radar, guys. If any, I'll be playing it through the options. I almost sold the calls today against it. The $100 call was up over 500%. I wanted to suck that premium out of it, but I just stayed away from it because it was just so strong. I think this thing could fill the gap. You got up around 115, 117 level. That would also be the 100-day moving average on a daily. So keep your eyes on Netflix. You also saw, I wanted to give a shout-out to anybody that was on INHX. They got a big buyout today by Bristol Myers, which paid a 160% premium for a company that's in phase 2. So go figure that one.
Wow.
Phase 2, paying that premium, but I'm not the CEO of Bristol Myers, so be it. I also wanted to give another shout-out to UXG. I've been getting a lot of feedback on that since I threw that ticker out there. It's up about 15%, and it's still looking strong. Do the due diligence, guys. EK did good. We said keep your eye on that, and it had a nice run today. I don't know if it's got anything left in it. It's just a vehicle, man. They're going BK, it looks like. And last one I want to throw out there is Chimera, which is ticker symbol CIM. Very risky dividend trade. It's a REIT, and we know with all the government intervention and what's going on with that, it's a little risky, but keep it on the radar. It's, like I said, 20% yield. The thing's been trading between $2.50 and $3 back and forth. It's in a nice channel. You time it right, you get your divvy, and you get the price per share. So get that on the radar. And remember, Alcoa kicked off today, and I think they're going to set the tone for low estimates to be beat. So watch out, Bears.
Good stuff there, Sif.
Wow.
One of these days you have to explain to me what the hell you just said, but good stuff.
I was thinking the same thing, Mike.
Every time I talk to him, it's like, okay, does that mean buy?
I think he just uses like really complex trading terms and things, so it makes us think that we think that he knows what he's talking about, but he really doesn't.
Oh, I get it. All right, that makes sense now.
That's pretty funny.
I'm not going to question it. I'm not going to question it.
It's like the big word of the day, you know?
I wouldn't even know the first word to say to the guy.
No, he's all
options. That's all I got. Options.
All right, guys, we got, I don't know, a few minutes left.
Can I add one stock?
Go ahead.
Can I add one stock before you go to break? I'm sorry to interrupt. I know we're spending a lot of time on this, but there's a lot of interesting stocks out here right now.
Okay, go ahead.
One stock, which I had on watch at some point last year, but I kind of lost interest. I think it was a Trip Zero stock back then when I was watching it. And I think I've owned this stock at one point and ended up selling break even. TXMC, Tyrex Corp. It's up about 58% today on some pretty significant volume, and it's had increasing volume like over the last week or so. Basically, they just entered into a joint venture with Wyoming corporate headquarters. Basically, what they do is tire recycling. Mm-hmm. So they recycle scrap tires, and this joint venture agreement, they get 25% of the profits from it. So basically, this takes them from a developmental stage into a revenue-generating stage for 2012. So it's just one to keep an eye on, maybe do some DD on. I don't know the exact numbers going through here, but I'm starting to look into it. Not necessarily a buy, just as a general interest stock.
Right. Don't forget about GDSM. We spotlighted them on Thursday night.
Oh, yeah.
And they've had some huge volume come in since. So hopefully we had a lot to do with that. Who knows?
Oh, man, you stole my thunder. I was just going to mention that.
Oh, nickel.
You could run with the rest of it. Go ahead.
No. That's all I was going to say because, I got a lot of feedback on my line today. But, what, 20-plus million today volume? Mm-hmm. I mean, the accumulation between 10 and 13 is pretty much locking that stock down right now. There's so much more to come. I believe Murray was the one who really put out a lot of information the last time we had talked about that stock.
Whoa. That was awesome. And Murray.
Everybody contributed. Everybody did.
I'll give Murray credit. I'll give it away. It's all right.
Well. It wasn't intended to be like that. I mean,
No. We work as a team. We go down as a team, and we go up as a team, I guess.
Absolutely. We were all talking about that stock for the hour plus prior to the show, doing some DD together.
It was a good play. It's been a good play, and hopefully it will continue on.
Lots of speculation going on there. People like speculation.
All right. As you know, we get paid big bucks to play these commercials. Big bucks. God only knows where those checks actually go to. I'm here.
I think they line cops' pockets. I don't know.
Anyway, if I don't play this one, the owner's going to kill me. So let's take a short commercial break, and we'll be back and wrap up this show tonight. Don't get lost in the crowd. Stock Traders Tweets is dedicated to stock traders. When you tweet here, you know that 100% of the people seeing your tweets are stock traders. With multiple tools such as linking your Twitter/Facebook accounts to feeding your favorite boards from iHub into Stock Traders Tweets. This is truly your one-stop website to maximizing your social networking visibility. Join us today at www.stocktraderstweets.com.
Why make trillions when we could make billions?
Oh, you gotta love that quote right there. Why make trillions when we can make billions?
How much time do you spend putting these ads together? They just keep getting better.
He's out of control.
Just when we think it can't get any better, it gets better every single show.
And if we had somebody that really knew what they were doing, this show would be awesome.
I totally agree with that. We won't argue that.
I'm hiring. Anybody knows how to make sounds and mix sounds and all that good stuff? Give me a call. All right. Mr. Cop, I am going to skip your Cop's Corner, but I am going to give you a chance to speak on the radio show tonight, sir. So go ahead.
Perfect. Here's what we got to do. I have a proposition. You guys know that I'm one of the select few on the face of the planet that get to use DD Amanda, right? Mm-hmm. And it took me many, many years to get to that position. It used to be open source to where the owners would allow you to use it, and now I think there's only like 10 or 15 of us because it's the best tool there ever was. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to a couple people and see if there's a way that they can pay per month or something like that, because it's worth it. And if the guy doesn't capitalize it, and I know he makes a lot of money for trading stocks, and the reason why he does is because he uses DD and Amanda. I'm going to give you guys an example. He absolutely killed POWT, and let me tell you why. One thing about DD Amanda, you're able to get price action, different rates of how much it went up, what the high, what the low, and all these different trend pieces throughout history. So it's not like a chart. You can see a chart also on this. It's got charts. It's got so much crap on it. But POWT on 12/14, right, had $2 million in volume, right? Screamed up 18%, slid off, and then it slid down, 250,000, 63,000. But then it just leveled off for a long time. Next thing you know, it pops for 80 grand. And as you guys know, any OTC stock that gets more than 50 grand is going to go up, right? It's that preload. So it only went up 25%. Guess what it did the following day? $8.7 million at 215% gain.
Nice.
Wow. Hey, I got a plan. It's just, just throwing it out there. Cop, you convince this guy to go public. We'll find a shell for him, and we'll load the boat before we inform everybody that we did just those two things.
I mean, to tell you the truth, I don't think he will, but I'm going to really kind of lean on, because I use it every single day on everything I do. So really, when I'm sitting there picking these stocks and you guys think I'm good, I'm not. I'm cheating. Just so you know, I'm cheating.
I knew there was something. Wrong there.
I'm being honest.
No wonder you're
Didn't I say that at the beginning of the show? You cheating. You guys said, no.
Oh,
man, I'm
yeah.
on a power curve.
I mean, every time I talk with him, it's like, how does this guy make money in stocks? But now that I know he's cheating, it all makes sense.
Hey, guys, time to wrap it up. Sorry, we got to get out of here. Everybody, say goodnight.
This is a great show, guys.
Good night, all.
Siffy?
Aloha. Have a good night.
All right, from us here to you there, wishing you the best in your trading. Go green in that portfolio every single day. You're listening to Stock Traders Talk Radio. We'll be back on tomorrow night with another Stock Spotlight. Good luck, and have a great night. Thank you for listening to Stock Traders Talk Radio. All views and topics talked about on Stock Traders Talk Radio is solely for entertainment purposes. We are not professional financial advisors and always recommend you seek the advice of a professional financial advisor. Never invest in any stock featured on our show unless you can afford to lose your entire investment. The information contained on our show is based on sources which we believe to be reliable, but is not guaranteed by us as being accurate, and might not be a complete statement or summary of the available data. Stock Traders Talk Radio advises that the investments in companies profiled are commonly considered to be high risk, and use of the information provided is at the investor's sole risk. Thank you for listening to Stock Traders Talk Radio.